It's hockey night in Arizona. Welcome to where the action is. Professional ice hockey came to Arizona in October of 1967. Public reaction was mixed. There were those who had migrated from hockey country. Thoroughly addicted, their joy was boundless. Then there were the skeptics. Ice hockey in the desert? Implausible to say the least. But they were curious, and they came. At first, attendance was fairly small. Then, gradually, in significantly greater numbers, the crowds began to swell. The communications media played a major role in the upswing. Faithfully, they carried reports and commentary on every move of the new Roadrunners. Sports writers from the major newspapers were on the job at every game. They would follow up their daily reports with astute analyses of the team's successes and its failures. Sportscasters representing all commercial television channels provided extensive coverage of the new sport as the Roadrunners skated through their first season in organized professional hockey. Radio sports commentators maintained close contact with the club and kept their loyal followers abreast of developments in the Valley's newest sports enterprise. Thanks in a large measure to all this superb coverage, new converts were made. Word of mouth, most powerful of all influences, spread the gospel of hockey like wildfire. Front office promotions added impetus to the movement. These were sufficiently well designed and executed to earn the Roadrunners an award from the American Marketing Association. And as a result, what started as a modest groundswell in November approached the proportions of a tidal wave by season's end. When all the figures were in and counted, over 200,000 sports-loving Arizonans had watched the Roadrunners perform. Attendance averaged 5,500 per game over the full season. But over the last half of the season, the attendance was 6,500. Then, during the final month, attendance averaged 8,850. By the time the players had packed and left for their homes, they had been transformed from total strangers in the community to first-name conversation in thousands of homes in the central part of the state. What was it that so exercised normally placid people, sending corpuscles galloping like racehorses through thousands of veins and arteries? It was electric action like this, with the Roadrunners sweeping in on the attack to score a key goal. It was the speed and maneuverability of gifted professional athletes who have devoted years to rigorous training, enabling them to do things on skates about 95% of ordinary people can't accomplish on their feet. It was spectacular goal-mouth action like this, the near goal causing adrenaline to flow, much as though the puck had actually gone into the net. It was bone-rattling checks like this and comparable head-on collisions between superbly conditioned bodies moving at speeds up to 40 miles an hour. It was extracurricular activity such as this that gave hometown rooters ample opportunity to vent their spleen on the hapless heads of visiting bad men. In short, it provided action-loving Arizonans countless chances to let off steam, something that's always pleasing to red-blooded Americans wherever they may reside. This is a game. To many, many millions across this broad land, the only game. Fast, furious, jam-packed full of action. The best entertainment buy the sports world has to offer. Organized ice hockey, about as old as football, now has professional teams in 30 cities across the United States. Attendance is increasing at such a phenomenal rate that hockey, long recognized as the fastest moving of all team sports, now ranks as the fastest growing of all spectator sports. One reason for the rapid growth, hockey is perhaps the easiest of all games to comprehend. There are just 3 basic rules which govern the play. To outline these, we turn to a drawing of the playing surface called a rink. It is 200 feet long, 85 feet wide. 2 blue lines divide the rink into 3 zones. The defensive zones in which each team protects its goal, and the neutral zone, divided in half by the red or center line. Rule number 1, the puck must precede all attacking players across the opposing team's blue line. If a player crosses first, the play is whistled down as offside. Play is resumed by a face-off at the spot nearest the infraction. Rule number 2, attacking players may pass the puck forward over their own blue line or over the center red line, but the same pass must not cross both lines. Legal pass from here to here or here to here. But this pass would be whistled down because it crossed 2 lines. Rule number 3, if a player on either team shoots the puck from his side of the red line and it crosses the opponent's goal line where it is touched by an opposing player other than the goalkeeper, icing is called. Play is stopped for a face-off in the zone of the offending team. Here in an actual game, you see this infraction clearly. Watch player number 3. Hemmed behind his own net, he fires the puck the length of the ice. Purpose of this rule is to prevent either side from delaying the game, but if the offending team is shorthanded due to a penalty, it is allowed to ice the puck. But for all its basic simplicity, hockey, properly played, is a compelling and explosive spectacle for players and fans alike. The pace is too swift to include planned strategy or specific plays such as might be called in a football huddle. Instinct, hockey sense if you will, is a fundamental ingredient. The players must react as individuals to rapidly changing patterns, but at the same time perform collectively to achieve the necessary and desired teamwork. Obviously, teamwork results from constant and continuing play as a unit, whether forwards or defensemen are involved. This work commences in training camp. Like all professional sports aggregations, hockey teams go through a thorough preconditioning process. The Roadrunners prepped for their first season at Victoria, British Columbia. Early emphasis on skating, shooting, passing, and playmaking all leads up to rough and tumble scrimmage in which actual game conditions are simulated. When all is accomplished, the team, now trimmed to 18 men, embarks on its torturous Western Hockey League schedule. The Roadrunners range up and down the West Coast, competing against the San Diego Gulls, the Portland Buckaroos, the Seattle Totems, and the Vancouver Canucks. They scale the Rocky Mountains to battle the Denver Spurs. All the Roadrunner games at home and away are broadcast live and direct from the scene of the action. Beautiful, well-located ice palaces varying in size from 10,500 capacity in Portland to 16,000 in Vancouver. None, however, is any more attractive or offers a better backdrop for the game than our own Veterans Memorial Coliseum, located on the fairgrounds in the state capitol. This is one of the most magnificent buildings anywhere, seating 12,500 for hockey. Here we see Bob Whitlow and Gary Hooker flanking Coliseum Director Wes Staton as they discuss details of handling the crowds attending Roadrunner games. Whitlow and Hooker are the principal Phoenicians responsible for bringing hockey to Arizona. The Roadrunners remain a home-owned and operated enterprise by Arizonans for Arizonans. Formal play commences in October and extends through March. April brings with it playoffs for the Lester Patrick Cup, the trophy named in honor of one of hockey's immortals. During the last season, 1.25 million fans were entertained by dramatic and compelling action in the Western Hockey League. Games normally begin in an atmosphere of reasonable calm. The teams line up for the opening face-off. The officials take their respective places. Then the referee drops the puck and the riot commences. Name of the game is skate and hit. Each player quickly establishes that there will be no holes barred. It's not too long before the boiling point is reached. Stiff body checks are a dime a dozen. Here you see a member of the opposition roughing up a Roadrunner forward at the far end of the rink. A bigger defenseman moves in to protect his smaller teammate. And then the other guy wants a piece of the action. But there's still plenty of good sound hockey, more the rule than the exception. Hockey illustrating the value of perfect team play. Here in slow motion, we see the left winger carrying the puck. At the defense, he passes off to the right winger, who has skated into position to shoot. His sweeping attempt is blocked by the left defenseman. But the loose puck is picked up by the trailing center, who is in perfect position to bat it home. Not all goals are so clearly visible. Some result from tremendous offensive pressure. Here we see a left winger bang a pass off the end boards. It's picked up by the right wingman at the opponent's net. He passes back out to his left winger, who lets fly with a hard backhand shot, which is kicked out by the goalkeeper. But again, the centerman in perfect position in the slot flips in the rebound to score. Busiest guy on the ice is, of course, the goalkeeper. All the action funnels to him. It's his job to hold at bay opposing snipers who buzz around him like bees on a rampage. Once in a while, a more aggressive goalie will decide to get in a few licks of his own. He gets 2 minutes for that bit of business. And 2 minutes for that. Decidedly a team game, there are rewards for individual performance. Here, the most popular player, voted that honor by the fans, receives the House of Lords Award in a pre-game presentation. Over their first season in the Western Hockey League, the Roadrunners got more than their share of league honors. Walter McKechnie was voted Rookie of the Year. Captain Sandy Huckle and Tommy McVie were named to the league All-Star team. And Huckle was voted the league's best defenseman. But whatever your pleasure, if you're at a Roadrunner game, you're where the action is, enjoying the world's fastest sport. Your best entertainment by far. As John Kieran wrote many years ago, I'm a fairly peaceful man and an old-time baseball fan. You can hear me yell when Heilman hits the ball. And I howl when Ty Cobb stabs one, growl when Speaker grabs one. And I roar when Babe Ruth's homer clears the wall. But the diamond sport is quiet to the reeling, rousing riot, a slashing game of hockey at its prime. It's a shindig wild and gay, it's a battle served frappé. Give me hockey. I'll take hockey anytime. Once, while crazy with the heat, I coughed up to buy a seat just to see a pair of robbers grab a purse. It was clinch and stall and shove and, please excuse my glove, till I blessed them with a healthy Irish curse. But for fighting fast and free, grab your hat and come with me. Sure, the thing they call boxing is a crime. But for grand and lofty whacking and enthusiastic smacking, give me hockey. I'll take hockey anytime. I've an ever-ready ear for a rousing football cheer, and I love to see a halfback tackle low. It's a really gorgeous sight when the boys begin to fight, a touchdown only half a yard to go. But take all the most exciting parts of football, baseball, fighting, and then mix them up to make a game sublime. Serve it with lots of ice. You won't have to ask me twice. Give me hockey. I'll take hockey anytime. Yes, for speed and pep and action, there is only one attraction. You'll see knockouts there a dozen for a dime. When the bright steel blades are ringing and the shinny sticks are swinging, give me hockey. I'll take hockey anytime.
is brought to you by the First National Bank of Arizona. You'll be happier banking first class. And by Allcraft Homes, Arizona's largest builder of fine homes and townhouses for over 22 years. And by Charlie Rossi Ford. Personal responsibility for customers and their cars is what CRPR is all about.
This was the year of the Roadrunners. It was a very good year. 6 short years ago, Arizonans were asking, what's a hockey? Today, they have been transformed into the most rabid sports nuts to be found anywhere. Claiming the Roadrunner team first swept to the regular season championship of the Western Hockey League, then proved a superiority beyond any question by winning the Lester Patrick Cup in 10 games of the playoffs. But to get there, it took desire, dedication, and just plain hard work. Faced with only 8 returning veterans, including the likes of Cowboy Howie Young, Andre Hines, and goaltender Don Cayley, rookie coach Sandy Huckle faced the Roadrunners' first training camp in Tucson with trepidation. Huckle put his 18 years of professional playing experience to use as he started the campaign with a relatively green crew. Coach Huckle quickly earned the respect of his players, and the Roadrunners were off and running, unbeaten in their first 5 games, grabbing a toehold on first place from the outset. One of the major problems Huckle faced was to gear his club for an interlocking schedule with the Central League. Testimony that Huckle schooled his charges well can be found in the record. The Western League champion Roadrunners won 11 of 16 interleague games, far better than any other Western Hockey League club. They also produced the best of 4 Western League efforts against the vaunted Russian national team. Every season has its ups and downs, and although they held first place in the Western League race for the first 2 months, they lost the top spot to the Salt Lake City Golden Eagles in mid-December. The Golden Eagles, a hard-skating youthful crew, took the reins, and it wasn't until late in the season before the Roadrunners could overhaul the league leaders. struggle began. Led by Huckle's brilliant coaching and the dazzling play of Andre Hines and Murray Heatley, both first-team All-Stars, the Roadrunners' story started to unfold. As a team, they began to click. An almost unbelievable record on home ice, winning 27 of 36 games, gave Arizona fans something to cheer about, and in the next-to-last regular season game, they bombed the Gulls to clinch the league championship. Murray Heatley paced the league in goal production, scoring 43 times on plays like this. Another look shows the exceptional stick handling ability Heatley possessed as he frustrates into the goaltender. When you talk about rivalries in sports, there's no better example than the Phoenix Roadrunners and the San Diego Gulls. When they meet, anything and everything can happen, and it usually does. Somebody has to clean up the mess. Back to hockey, and with first place in hand, Roadrunners open up the Patrick Cup playoffs with, you guessed it, the Gulls. A physical, hard-fought battle was expected, and no one was disappointed. The Roadrunners captured the semifinal series 4-2, and were ready for the final showdown against, quite appropriately, the Salt Lake City Golden Eagles, winners of their semifinal series with the Denver Spurs. The battle for the Patrick Cup continued. The Roadrunners, highest scoring team in the Western League, matched teamwork against Eagles' speed. Phoenix swept the first 3 games of the set, and the Salt Lakers on the ropes facing elimination on Phoenix ice. Let's quickly run down the composition of a hockey team. A goalie who patrols the net, 2 defensemen whose job it is to protect their own blue line, and 3 forwards designated with the task of putting the biscuit in the basket, as the saying goes. Normally, the starting netminder plays the whole game. The others play in shifts, usually 3 forward lines, center, left, and right wings, on the ice from a minute to 2 minutes, and the defensemen working in pairs, coordinated with the forwards. And by the way, league rules allow each team to dress 18 players. Crowds continued to board at the turnstiles to see the Roadrunners in action. Sporting the best attendance in minor league hockey, just over 7,000 per game, the Roadrunners are looking forward to the day when they'll be big league, playing the best in the nation, not just the West. And Roadrunner fans, they're recognized as the most rabid this side of the Mississippi. Young and old, short and tall, they enjoy the edge-of-the-seat excitement of the world's fastest sport. One side note here, almost 50% of Roadrunner fans are women. They love the game, and statistics are at hand to prove the gals prefer hockey over all other team games.